Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully this does not mess up. We do not have good weather tonight in Cali, so hopefully that does not mess up my live video. Anyways, so tonight I'm going to be talking about Kyra and Kaylin. They are a YouTube couple here on YouTube called the Edwards family. If you guys don't know who the Edwards family is, they have a large following here on YouTube. They have 1.7 million subscribers. This is what they look like. It consists of Kyra, which is the girl, and Kaylin, which is the guy. And they have this, extreme religious beliefs and everything like that. I don't follow them, but that's what word on the street is. Anyways, they have currently gotten a restraining order on Kyra's mother. Well, Kyra got a restraining order on her own mother under the order of her husband. I mean, I don't know where y'all from, but that kind of stuff just doesn't happen between mother and children. Like, we have disagreements with our parents and we don't talk for a couple days, then we get over it. It is what it is. Like, you only get one mom. You don't get, several. This woman or could have died having you. Every time a mother is pregnant, they risk their lives to bring their children in this world. So to see Kyra getting a restraining order on her mother, I just was like, oh my God, really? Is this where we're taking it? And some of you who are not aware of the situation, well, I covered this on my channel in November, and I'm gonna bring you guys up to speed. She got a restraining order on her mother because her mother gave her baby Tylenol, infant Tylenol, because the baby was teething. So they were on this quest. They were out of the country, and the mother was watching the child. And the baby is an infant and started to teeth while in the mother's care. Well, while the baby started teething, I would assume that the baby had some discomfort. If any of you guys have children, you know how hard of a time it is when your child is teething. Like, however many kids you have, the teething portion of it is the most stressful. It was the most stressful for me. So I understand, the child is in distress. You trying to figure out what's going on. You're trying to soothe the child. You're trying to make sure they feel good. And so if you're a babysitter, you're going to quite naturally try to help the best you can. So while the mother was babysitting the child, she gave the baby infant Tylenol. Well, I guess according to Kyra and Kaylin, that is something that they did not want their child to have. They did not want their child to have infant Tylenol, and they were extremely mad that the mother would not abide by their rules, even though they turned around and came back from being out of the country and gave their child the same infant Tylenol that their mother gave the child. But it was wrong for the mom to do it because they said not to. But it was okay for them to do it because the baby needed it anyways. It makes no sense. This is when I covered this on my channel. And let me show you guys what they had to say about this situation back when I covered it. I kind of did like a reaction video to it.
So I told her, these are the ones you can get, da 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 da. Everything's fine as far as I'm concerned.
And I let her know explicitly that we are not comfortable with Carter getting any baby Tylenol. That was the one. I'm so surprised we didn't say Motrin or something. But that was the one thing that we specifically said not to give him, period. That should be said.
So, yeah.
They're saying that they specifically said not to give the baby Tylenol. That's what they said on this live. However, under Martin Lewis's video, I put a comment when he broke down this whole situation, and his views are totally opposite from mine, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, so under that video, she wrote me a comment. She deleted the comment before I could fully see the whole comment, but I'm going to read to you guys the portion of it that showed up in my notifications. She says, Neek at Night. Funny thing is, they never said not to give Tylenol. They said not to give Orajel, which I told them I never gave that to my kids, so I wasn't planning on getting it. The teething tablet, and that's where I can't see further because when I tried to click on this, it wasn't there anymore. I guess she deleted it, but I'm assuming that she's saying that the teething tablet didn't work, which, I mean, I believe her. I'm a parent. I know that everything doesn't work that you want to work. And her accounts, like I said, also sound more believable. But let me finish reacting to their reasoning for blocking the mother.
Yeah, we said that. We come back. I mean, lots of stuff happened in between that, but we came back and I'm unpacking the bags and there's infant Tylenol in the bag. And I'm like, Kaylin, what the heck? There's infant Tylenol in here. Like, why is there? So,
like, we didn't know. The way we found out about the infant Tylenol was through Kyra emptying out his diaper bag. Yeah. And that's why it was scary, because
So, first of all, we don't like the Tylenol because babies have allergies to medicines all the time and die. And it's just not your call.
And we haven't spoken to his
pediatrician at all. And on the bottle, it doesn't even say he weighs enough to be having that medicine. So
when they said this, when I first watched it, I'm like, okay, babies weigh, babies could die. I get it. But then the next sentence that comes out of their mouth is, even though we said we ain't took the baby to the pediatrician, the baby's weight does not match the dose that the baby should be getting, and all of that, the same rules that would disqualify the mom for giving the child the infant Tylenol, they went against these same reasons and gave the baby Tylenol themselves.
It just wasn't her call to give him something like that.
You should have let us know if you were.
Yeah, and you should have said something.
It's not, and the thing is, and here's the irony of it, we're not even tripping about baby Tylenol. Don't let her twist the story.
But y'all are tripping on baby Tylenol.
The irony is, we actually even gave him the baby Tylenol.
So they even gave the baby the Tylenol that can kill him, that wasn't the right dose, that they didn't ask the pediatrician if it was okay.
The irony is, we actually even gave him the baby Tylenol.
So that was a quick little update on what I covered back in November if you guys did not catch this story. But now let me bring you guys up to current day. They now have a restraining order against the mother for getting the baby infant Tylenol.
So Kyra and Kaylin won the restraining order. I was doing good. I didn't start crying until the judge kept on saying February 2nd, February 2nd, February 2nd, like for court dates. And that's the day my dad died. So I totally got all emotional. But so they got the restraining order for 3 years. And but the judge laughed at the whole social media thing. So I guess I had to keep on telling my truth now that this is over. Yeah, Miss Sonic getting me a Diet Dr. Pepper because shit, I was doing so good. Like, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to cry. And then it was great because the judge, guess what he called me? Karen Edwards. Petty. I was just like, oh, I couldn't. So then I was good, right? And then the judge was like handing out dates for the people on like February 2nd that I was just like biting my tongue, like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. I cried. Busted Kaylin's little bitch ass bubble because the judge was like, no, you can't be up here with her unless you're her attorney. Look, you should have went to Pepperdine, huh, buddy? Couldn't represent, couldn't do nothing, had to sit back there just angry looking. So mad. I saw that little look on your little lizard face. You was so mad though. I'm gonna be a little petty over this one because I had to hustle my ass this morning to get Kimora to school early, to get all ready, take my braids out, waste my mascara. For what? But for this. Oh, I don't like the way it's laying right there. I just washed it last night. Anyway, this is great news right here. I've been kind of quiet. I didn't really know what I needed to do. I was just like, let me lay low and see. Because I was like, maybe they won't show up. Maybe they'll just be like, squash this. This is hella lame. Let's squash it and let's just, agree to not agree on the whole Tylenol situation. But no, they showed up and court was done. And Kaylin was in the background like, what about the slander? What about the defamation of character? What about the slander? What about the social media? So then Kyra's like, well, can she? Judge was like, that's more of a civil thing. So of course Caitlin's like, wanting to sue. Talking about, I heard him. I heard your little bitch ass. One more time, Sharon Edwards. You raised a bitch. Okay, with that said, I feel so much better. Like that, I had to get that off the docket. Is that what that means? I don't even fucking know. I've never even went to court before, you guys. I've never even went to court. I don't know. Whatever. I feel good though. That is, I've been like dreading that. And of course, Cairo, she wants back all of her memorabilia, like her cheer stuff and her high school stuff. And I said that she could come get it all herself because I'm not going to dig that stuff out of the garage. You guys saw the garage. I'm not doing it.
Okay, so that was Kyra's mother talking about how her daughter got a restraining order on her, and it was all behind them being out of the country, the mother being the caretaker, giving the baby infant Tylenol, so they in turn got a restraining order on the mother for 3 flipping years. The mother did not harm the baby. She did not put the baby in distress. She didn't break a limb. She didn't abuse the baby. She gave the baby infant Tylenol. The same stuff she gave Kyra, who is alive and well. And like, you gonna turn on your mother for your husband? And I understand that there are a lot of religious beliefs that the husband comes first and you obey by his law and his rule. But sometimes that marriage religion type of situation can turn cult-like really fast, especially when they start to try to isolate you. Those are some of the telltale signs that people need to pay attention to. Her husband is isolating her from the people that care about her and using little frivolous things, and she's falling for it. I feel more sorry for Kyra than anything because these are telltale signs that there is a bigger issue going on. There is nobody in the comment section on YouTube that is going to make me think and believe that giving a baby Tylenol is that extreme to the point where you have to get a restraining order on your mother. Your mom didn't fight you. She didn't slap you. She didn't punch you. She didn't beat you. She didn't abuse your child. She gave your child infant Tylenol, and that's over the line. They talked about this in a video talking about surviving family drama or some bull crap. I'm going to show you guys a couple snippets from it. And apparently the mother got too attached to their baby. And that was kind of a red flag for them when, I mean, aren't grandparents supposed to love your children like their own anyways? I don't know. It seems weird and cult-like to me. And like I said, there's nothing that y'all can tell me in the comment section that's going to make me feel otherwise. But let me give you guys a couple of their little clips of them talking about this situation.
So I found out that he was teething through Instagram. So I called her and I was just like, what's going on? Because in her story, she said that she was on her way to go get him medicine. And I was like, whoa.
Okay, so basically what they're talking about, they're saying that they found out about the situation through their mom's Insta story. Before they got into the specifics of what was going on, they talked about how they're influencers, how they don't use their baby for clout. They didn't use the word clout, but that's pretty much what they were saying. They don't use their baby for clout, and they felt like in so many words that the mom was posting the baby too much, and in their eyes, they felt like she was using the baby for influence. That was their words. But really what they're trying to say is they felt like the mama was using the baby for clout. And so throughout this Insta story where the mom was posting the baby, that's where they discovered that the baby was teething. And that's where she decided to confide in her husband to get his authority, because he's the authority over her. Even though she's a grown woman of sound mind and body, whether she's married to him or not, that's her mother, not his. She had to get the authority from him. And this is what else they had to say.
So I call her, she's crying in the car, saying that she's on her way to go get a medicine, and I said no. No, you cannot get a medicine. I told Kaylin said absolutely not. We need to take a step back and think about this before we just okay any kind of medication.
Okay, so, and like I told you guys earlier in this video, they're saying that they told her not to give medication. The mother wrote me under Martin Lewis's video. She said what they told her was not to give the baby Orajel, so she gave the baby Tylenol. So the mom wrote me that last year when I covered this story and when I made a comment on Martin's channel. And then in their video, they posted receipts where it proved the mother was telling the truth, that they said no baby Orajel. So they are in the the blue and the mother is in the gray. But this is the rest of what they had to say.
She should have called us before going to do that.
Yeah, if it's bad enough to where you're crying and you're so stressed out about it, why would you not call the parents? You don't get to play pretend parent.
You don't get to take the liberty to do that.
Over someone else's kid, even if you are watching them. Because it's the same way a babysitter, say we hired, they wouldn't do that.
First of all, your mom is not a pretend parent. She's a grandparent, meaning she's an extended parent, meaning she's the reason why you're alive and the reason why you're on this earth and why you're living and breathing and able to do this video that you're doing to talk about how she gave your baby Tylenol. She is not a babysitter. She's not a random stranger. She is your mother who took care of you, who raised you. She is not a pretend parent. She's a grandparent.
Why would you not call the parents? You don't get to play pretend parent.
She's your mother, and the reason that you're in this world to give birth to your baby that she was watching is because she brought you in this world first so that you were able to then give life and bring another baby in this world second. So no, she's not a pretend parent. She's an actual parent that brought you into this world. And they also brung up receipts about their schedule, about how, all of the instructions that they gave the mom, and, they typed up this long thing and how she had to abide by all these rules. First of all, like I said, I understand you want to raise your child a certain way. Maybe your mother was raised you in a different religion, and then you grow up and then you stray and then you marry somebody. Y'all have a different religion. Y'all diet change. You turn vegan. Maybe your mom eats meat. There are a lot of variables and reasons why, people raise their children differently, or they have different rules, which I totally understand that. But in this situation, they were in another country. They were not down the street. They were not around the block. They were in another country, and they're fighting over the fact that their mom made a decision to soothe the baby. She talks about how her mother was crying hysterically, meaning obviously it was a frustrating situation. She did not know what to do, so she made the decision in that moment to do what she felt like was best for the child. When you take care of a child, whether you are a stranger babysitting the child, whether you are a grandparent, whether you are the actual parent, when things happen, you make the discretion to do what is the best interest of the child. And I feel like the mother acted in the best interest of the child, in her opinion. And I don't feel like she did it maliciously. I don't think that she did it out of spite. And I think that Kyra and Kaylin are definitely being extreme and petty in this situation. I think that Kaylin is a master manipulator. He is extremely controlling. I don't care what you guys say. And like I said, I don't care how much you talk about it's their baby, their rules. I don't care. They were across the country. And if they had such specific rules, and they should have took their baby with them. And the mother was not being malicious. And like I said in my other video, when I covered this, I have a child. I know how it is to have rules and you tell somebody don't do something and they do it and you get a little irritated. I tell my mom all the time, don't give my baby candy. Or if she'll give my baby candy, I'll be like, don't give her no more. I'll walk away, my mom give my baby another piece of candy. Am I going to go out and get a restraining order on my mother? No, I'm just going to let her know how serious I am about it and have her respect my wishes. Now, if you continuously have somebody not respect your wishes, then that I understand. But for one instance, your mom uses her best discretion and gives your baby Tylenol one time, and then you just totally alienate and isolate her from your life. You get a restraining order on her for 3 years and just totally no. And then they're like, well, this restraining order is just our protection. It's because we want to have the discretion for when we feel like she's changed. No, y'all need to change. Y'all need to find a better religion, because a lot of people, they use these religions and they think that because they're following this person's rules, that's okay. No, sometimes those religions are cults. Sometimes you guys have cult-like thinking, and it's very problematic. And I think that this is teetering into a very problematic situation. He's isolating her, getting her exactly where he wants to get her, and then she's going to regret what she's doing to her mom. You only get one mother at the end of the day, and if you decide to fall out with your mother, it should be, in my opinion, something more serious than Tylenol. It should be something to where maybe your mama keeps slapping you, she done beat you up or something like that. Then I understand, okay, the mom is, you don't want to have that type of behavior around your child, but your mom loving your baby too much, or, she posts the baby and, she using the baby for clout. All of that stuff is ridiculous and extreme. Mothers, grandmothers, they're supposed to love your baby. Like, what grandmother don't overshare their grandchild? Like, my mom probably showed my daughter to anybody and everybody she could show her to. And I meet grandparents all the time who show off their grandkids. That's normal. So that's all I have to say about this situation. I think it's extreme. I think that Kyra is in for a rude awakening, and she's going to realize that what she's doing, she'll later regret, because you only get one mother, and these are signs of manipulation, and it's very scary and very dangerous in my opinion. And I said what I said. Period. All right, guys, that's all for this video. And I didn't even really care about covering this story, but one of my subscribers really wanted me to give an update to this. So shout out to you. I did this for you because these people are annoying. All right, guys, peace.